Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am the Omni viewer, and welcome to Omni at the Movies, where today I'll be reviewing Justice League. Well, sort of. I have to admit, I've actually been having a hard time figuring out how I'm going to review this one. You see, Justice League is a really great movie, genuinely so. But I know that the majority of you are skeptical because 3 of the 4 DCEU movies up to this point have been almost universally reviled. I could potentially go into a lot of detail about what makes Justice League great, but to do so would require getting into all kinds of spoilers, and I don't want to spoil this movie. I want you to see it, and I want you to be surprised by all of the things that I'm kind of amazed didn't make it into the trailers anyway. Kudos to the marketing department for their restraint. So I've been spending the day puzzling, trying to figure out how I can convince you that Justice League is worth seeing without giving anything away. And it finally dawned on me. I know what to say now. I promise you there are no spoilers here. I may do a spoiler video at some point, but this is not that video. This is what I'm saying to at least make you consider going to the theater. What is one of the biggest complaints about the previous DCEU movies? The tone. Man of Steel and Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice especially have been reviled because they're considered too dark, too gritty, too depressing. DC heroes used to be about optimism, and yet there's no optimism present in these films. Not until Wonder Woman, anyway. That's what many people seem to agree is the universal problem, especially with the first 2 films. Now granted, one could argue that Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice had to be dark and gritty considering it was adapting 2 dark and gritty storylines from the comics, but that's a topic for another day. The fact of the matter is, a lot of people have felt that the DCEU has missed the point of what the DC heroes are supposed to be. And that, my friends, is where Justice League comes in. Justice League is about optimism. The tone of this movie is much more optimistic than its predecessors. It does start in a dark place because, well, it can't just ignore the fact that Superman is dead. But steadily over the course of the film, things get better. Justice League is about bringing the DCEU out of the darkness and into the light. Again, I'm not going to give any specific details away, but by the end of the movie, I got the feeling that the DCEU was going to be on the right track from here on out. And again, I'm saying that as someone who does not hate the DCEU movies prior to this. Now, of course, this is where I really want to get into the details about stuff like how they handled Aquaman, The Flash, and Cyborg, or how you-know-who comes back into the picture. But honestly, I feel like I should save that for another video because I have a lot to say on the topic. Right now, I'm just trying to convince you that Justice League is worth seeing, and I don't want to ruin any of the surprises. Ergo, I zeroed in on this one thing, this one aspect that people have been hoping for from the beginning. Well, it's here. Justice League is the DC movie that fans have been hoping for, and now a good chunk of you will have to reconcile the fact that Zack Snyder made a great film. In the meantime, though, I hope this has at least piqued your interest, and, as always, you're invited to share your thoughts in the comments section below. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer, signing off.